Hello, everyone. I'm Murilo Nunes. I am a community manager here at AgTech Garage, and I'm here to show you guys the first open challenge of the year, but not just the first open challenge of the year, but the first European challenge open with partnership with Agrifirm Group. And to present more of the challenge, I here like to invite Dina De Croock to talk more about the partnership. And she also brought another colleague from Agrifirm to talk more about the challenge itself. So please, Dina, present yourself.
Hi, Murilo. Hi, everyone. So my name is Dina. Indeed, I am based in Belgium today. So I'm working from Belgium, and I work for Royal Agrifirm Group, which is actually based in the Netherlands. I'm active there as innovation analyst. So constantly on the watch out for interesting startups to collaborate with, to work together with our partner AgTech Garage. So I'm very happy to be here talking to you today, Murilo, on this new challenge indeed, which is on management practices to optimize the value of legumes. So do you want to know anything more about AgriFarm first, or?
I think first of all, I'd like to invite here also Harry to present
Of course.
himself.
Yeah, nice to be here, and nice to be here talking about Agrifirm and the challenges we look into, and also like to work together with the startups. I'm working at Agrifirm in the Netherlands, so very nearby Belgium, as a new business and strategy manager in the plant-based solution unit. So I'm always looking out for new collaborationships and external solutions.
That's great. So first of all, I'd like to ask you guys of the sixth global goals of the Royal Agrifirm Group that is aligned with this challenge, right?
Yes, indeed. So at AgriFirm, we work constantly on 6 goals. We see them here. So sustainable income, healthy soil, better efficiency, animal health, transparent food and climate friendly production. So that's also what's driven us here today for this challenge. We really want to work on these goals. We are a cooperative, so we work for the farmers in our network. These are our members, and these goals are really important for us, and are actually what kind of brought us here today to work together on these goals.
So thank you, Dina and Harry, for the introduction. But I'd like to start a few steps back and talk more about the challenge itself, if you guys could.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, so the challenge is actually directly related to the protein transition. So we all know what the protein transition is all about. That relates, of course, to the challenges we are facing in securing food not only for the world population today, but also for the future generation. And so we really need to look after an balanced protein diet for now and in the future, and do that on a sustainable way. And we see that the demand is growing in the meat alternative market, more significantly actually in the dairy, the alternative dairy market. We really like to step into that. If you look at the crops cultivated nowadays, it's more or less mostly for feed, but that's now shifting to food. But there are a lot of unknowns, and that's why we have posted this challenge. We like to unravel the unknowns by looking into what the management of the crops, so the cultivation of the crops, what the relation is between that and the final outcome of the end product consumed by the consumer. So there are many variables. It can be related to of course, to the weather, but also to fertilizers and other inputs, but also the way how the farmer is actually looking into is field and treating is crops. So we are looking for startups who can actually help us out to unravel these unknowns and help us out in finding not only insight, but helping translating these insights into actions which a farmer can take to grow his protein-rich crops better.
Yes, if I can comment on that, what's really key in this protein transition is that we want the best crops with the best quality, with the highest protein content, and there are so many factors that have an influence on that, as Harrie mentioned, and we really look for startups that can help us in identifying that and help us in how we can cultivate those crops in the best way, in the most efficient way, to summarize a bit.
And all of these objectives are really aligned with the 6 global goals of you guys, right? And also related with the mutual benefit, right?
Yes, of course. So all startups that feel like they have the solution to this challenge can of course apply.
Yeah. So to add on that, so it's not only about, of course, if we look at startups, it should relate to our challenge. But for me, it's also an important factor what the team of the startup is. So who are the entrepreneurs, the founding team behind the idea? What's the background? What's their history? And have they kicked off an startup before? Because finally it's all about the team. So you can have a poor idea, but with a great team, you finally end up successfully. But the other way around, you can have a fantastic team, but with a poor performing team, and you get nowhere. So team is a very important factor to me, and also the readiness of the solution.
That's really great. And how do you see the mutual benefit with the collaboration of startups and Royal Agrifirm?
Yes, so to achieve these goals, we cannot do this alone. That's kind of our point of view. We want to work together with other companies, with startups, because in that way we can benefit both sides and we can innovate faster. So that's a key point for Agrifirm: faster innovation, adopting new business models which are already worked on by other companies. And as a startup, of course, you get access to our network of farmers, but also our network of with other companies. We can help with scaling. We have our own expertise in-house as well. So that's a bit what can be of benefit for the startups, but really we see this as a win-win, as you see on the slide, that we can achieve more by working together.
Really great. And I think that is really nice to also talk about, Dina. How are you guys besides being in Europe, looking really closely here in the Latin partnership, right?
Yeah, so we as Agrifirm, we are based in the Netherlands, but we're really active global. So we have our business in the Latin American region as well. And maybe Harrie can comment on that as well, because he is also more involved in the plant-based solutions division, which is of great importance for us in the Latin America region.
Yeah, to add to that, so we have a global presence as Agrifirm, but it's more feed related. But if you look at the plant-based unit, it's mainly Europe, so in the Netherlands and Belgium. But we all know that plant-based is a growing market. So we also look into opportunity to expand our business elsewhere, and then it makes sense to look at what our local presence is already, and then expand from that into that specific country. So we have a presence in Brazil, so it makes sense, to look at the opportunities in the Brazil market. And of course, we all know Brazil will be extremely important into the feeding the world population, not only today but also in the future.
Really nice. So, for all those startups that you guys are looking for, even in Latin America, right? Or in another part of the world. Here is how you guys looking for to interact with them, right?
Yes, indeed. So, really, what we see here on the slide is basically every way of working together, because that also represents how we look at it. So, it really depends on what type of company you have, in what stage you are as a startup. Uh, that defines how we can work together, how we can set up a partnership in what form that you can see on the slide here. So, really, we look at all option and look for the best one to work together.
And can I add something to that? Because have had many experiences with working with startups in the past. I've been sitting on both sides in the terms of on the board of several startups in the AgTech and the fintech world. And my experience is it's also depending on the stage of the startup itself. So when it's pre-revenue, usually it's more related to knowledge and experience sharing. If you grow as a startup into the seed and Series A stage, it makes sense to set up projects together, but because your product as a startup is ready to the market, so it also makes sense to set up a project to test it out. And when it starts to grow into the scale-up phase, it strongly aligns with our goals. Of course, potential investments can be also part of the discussion. But finally, it all comes down what Dina was actually mentioning in the slide before. It's really about finding a win-win situation for both parties.
Really good. You guys mentioned this part of win-win with the startups. So here, for you all our entrepreneurs, here's the question form. So you can make questions for Dina and Harrie. They are looking forward for all questions that you all might have. So feel free to access this formulary and make your questions about it. Um, and we, as AgTech Garage, and I also think that they, as Royal Agrifirm Group, are really looking forward for your subscription, and for we all work together for even innovative market.